So many people always said that sentry openers should already be good because you get full information on the Terran. But that's not true. You get full information a single time. And it is either too early or too late. That was the issue.
You have not enough minerals. You have not enough minerals. You have not enough minerals. You have not enough minerals.
Okay, I'll show you guys the issues. So there's two things actually that made sentry openers better. Thing number one is the reduced build time on the stalker. This is a huge deal, like absolutely massive. You know, Protoss players generally don't agree on a lot of things, but almost every TOS I've spoken to at high level believes that the stalker change is absolutely huge. At least I haven't spoken to Korean TOSes about this, but the European TOSes, they agree on this being huge. And the reason for it is very simple. Before the patch, you were not really allowed to play Nexus before core. Now, post-patch, you can consistently play Nexus before core, and as a result, and still hold any type of Reaper push. Like a Proxy Reaper, you're fine against Proxy Marauder. There's really no major issues. Because your Stalker is 3 seconds faster. It's a massive deal against certain types of proxies. Especially Proxy Reaper. Like really, really massive. Now, what does Nexus before core allow that core before Nexus doesn't allow? It gets your gas faster. So if you play core before Nexus, your build order is like 14 pylon, 16 gate, 17 gas, 20 core. That is your build order. Then after 20 core, you get 20 Nexus. Then in order not to get supply blocked, you need a pylon before gas. So you get a 21 pylon, 22 gas. So pylon first, then gas. Now, as you can see, now that I'm playing Nexus before core, I can get a gas before pylon. So my gas is like something like 15 seconds faster. This is really big because you're just getting more gas than if you're playing a core before Nexus. Okay, so this means that now you can afford a sentry and still have reasonably fast tech. So your tech is less delayed than it used to be. On top of that, your sentry now has the ability to scout multiple times as well, which is also massive. So there's two builds that I've seen come out of this. The first build is Stalker into Sentry, and the second build is Stalker into Tech into Sentry. Stalker into Tech has a Twilight Council that is just as fast as Twilight Council would be with an Adept Twilight off of a core before Nexus. Okay? Does that make sense? Of course it makes sense. So you basically have the same blink timing, but you're also still, well, not exactly the same because you need to delay it a little bit, I think. But it's really freaking fast. And you get the scouting of this thing. So I think you need to delay for like 5 extra seconds or so. So you can get your extra gas here. So otherwise it doesn't quite work, does it? Well, actually is the timing, I don't even know. It's 302. Okay, 7 extra seconds or so. 7 second, 8 second, 10 second delay, something like that. Now, you can instantly recharge this. You get your first scout. The first scout, though, was never the issue. You could already very consistently get that. The real issue was always the second and the third scout. So the first scout is usually just to see what's going on. Like, is it some type of multi-barracks play? Is it a 1-1-1? Like, what in the hell is kicking off? And then the second scout is to chase the medevac. Because your blink is delayed, you need a second hallucination to see exactly where the medevac is going. That was not possible in the previous patch, but that is possible in the current patch, which is very cool. Now, on top of that, most Protoss players also believe you need a third hallucination scout to see whether Banshees are being built. Like, basically what the follow-up tech is going to be from the starport after there's like a mine drop or something. Whether that's Banshee or Raven, or if it's just a tech lab and then a swap onto a barracks. Like, all of these are valid options. And all of these are options that Terran can do, and you need the third hallucination ideally to scout for it. So that is the reason why sentry builds are much better now. It's really quite simple. Yeah, this thing is still gonna finish up like 450-ish or so, I guess. You have normal stalker count, but you have way more information. Unit movement of your opponent, as well as just... what you call it? Just what their base is building, right? So, yeah. This is why it's better. This was the way that Zaun did it. Actually, Zaun got a faster robo when I watched him play. He really liked that faster robo. I kind of like the faster robo too. When I watched him play, I was like, ooh, Zaun. Sexy beast. You got more observers than Europeans do too, when they play a build like this. Europeans like playing high charge, like more charge stuff. Slightly slower gas. And then a bit delayed on the Colossus. Except for Christiane. He does something similar like this. Yeah, that's basically it. Is there any point in Sentry second if they play one get as expense? Seems like you don't need it second and quicker tech as you said. I don't think you need it, no. It depends a little bit on what they open though. If they go Marine Factory, you're gonna be late. So if it is Marine into Factory or Gas First Reaper, you probably still want to have Stalker Sentry. If they play Reaper first, or if they play Marine into Reactor, I don't think you need it. So those are the only things. But it's really hard to scout what's going on. So the version that I played here is a little bit less safe, but has faster blink tech. Yeah, that's basically it.